It's the one and only DJ Fred Malone, man. How you guys doing? Chicago 77.3, the best place to be at on any day. Really, I hope your holidays are good. Mine was, hey, it is what it is. I love spending time with my kids. My kids open up the Christmas gifts. I'm happy that it's over, but hey, you know what I'm saying? While in the moment, it's cool to see that. With all that being said, I got a good stocking stuffer for you, and just because I think this is a amazing tool or amazing thing that you guys need to get into. I got the author right now, man, and I really like his idea of everything in the poetic justice that it has. Albert, how you doing, man?
I am doing just fine today.
That's good, man. How was your holidays?
Well, got really busy, got doing a lot of stuff. I'm down here in Texas, and even by Texas standards, it certainly wasn't, shall we say, the cold, wintry Christmas.
Yeah, I'm in Houston right now myself, and I was like, yo, man, this is not Christmas. This is
No,
not
no.
Christmas. So now, and then born and raised in a more colder climate, man. Let me ask you this before we get into the book. Growing up, talk to us about growing up in that different climate in Baltimore, I'm not Baltimore, New England, and everything.
Well, I grew up in the New England states, and that was pretty much what I liked and did. I got interested in the woods that are in New England. It's almost a contradiction that those states up there, they are heavily urban, heavily populated, and also heavily forested. And decided to get into forestry. Worked in the timber industry first in the New England states, and then in deep East Texas and Southwest Louisiana.
Okay. What was the reason for the move, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I was working in the timber industry there. I was going through a very hard time, and at that point, the timber industry all along the Gulf Coast was really hot as a pistol. So it was a time to move and change locations.
That's real. I respect that. And there's nothing wrong with different scenery. When I moved from Chicago to Houston, man, I think scenery is good. Change is good. And it gives you a more broadened perspective of, hey, I need to do this, but I also understand, hey, I'm alone in this. You get what I'm saying? Like it's all this is brand new to me. So which does fish out of water for the book. So let's talk about that. How did it all come about? I know me and you were talking about, but explain to my listeners how it all came about.
Okay, well, originally, like being a New Englander, moved to Texas, and of course, it was different. And I think one of the first things someone told me is you're going to feel like a fish out of water. And I did, and got used to what things were like in Texas. Then I joined the U.S. Army, and after going through a few things, I was over in Germany, and it's definitely different in Germany. And your Christmas there, you really have a wholly different idea. And over the years, I wrote up a few things. One year, I wrote about Christmas in Bavaria, and I was going to big thing I was going to do was write up about the custom of the Christmas tree. This happened
Okay.
because when I've gone back to Germany. I have a son who's stationed over there and grandchildren going to schools, and snap your usual tourist pictures while I was over there. And one was of the statue of Saint Boniface in the city of Mainz, and he's there with a dagger sticking through his Bible. And most people are looking at dagger through the Bible. What is this? And of course, that was the inspiration. I'm going to write about this. And St. Boniface is, of course, credited with creating the Christmas tree. So,
Okay.
like with the why is there a dagger in the Bible? As I've said, I don't solve any mysteries in my book. I'm not a mystery writer, but hopefully, I just demystify many things which other people find very unusual and not what they're used to, especially if they grew up in the States.
That's real. That's real. I think too is that And salute to you for everything for the army and everything. Salute to you on that and everything. I I think too is I think you have a special tool that because you've been in these situations, because you've been in these places, I think your perspective can be a lot more broad and then when you put it to pen, I think it could be a beautiful thing, man.
Well, I was hoping that, and of course, I did it piece by piece. Like I said, each one of these things that I wrote was for something, usually to include in a Christmas card, and so that I could explain what we had and make it to where it'll be understood by an American, especially like with the Christmas in Bavaria. It's not like it is in the States. There's different celebrations, like there's St. Nicholas Day. There's the actual
Wow.
Christmas celebration. There's Three Kings Day. So I decided I'd communicate all this. And of course, as far as the deal with St. Boniface and the Christmas tree, some people know something about that. Other people really don't know much about it. But I knew when I took that picture with the statue of the saint in Mainz, right near the cathedral, and there's a dagger sticking through the Bible, that I definitely had something that a lot of people don't know about. Some do. In fact, I thought everybody knew that legend, and coming to find out, very people do. And show a picture of somebody holding up a Bible with a dagger sticking in it. It's like, what is this?
Yeah. I mean, I think too, but then and what I love doing about this job is that you learn about different cultures, regions, creeds, everything else like that. And I think sometimes, as in especially in America and Central America, I think sometimes we get so included in like, oh well, this is the only way. But really and truly, there's so many different facets. There's so many different ways of celebration of the holidays of Christmas, and there's so many meanings to people. So this is amazing right here.
Well, hopefully I've communicated these different ideas. And one thing I wrote about was also wrote about Silent Night. And of course, this is was originally written in German. I've known a few times that people hear it written sung in German. It's like, what's a strange, weird language? Well, that's the language it was written in. It was written across the border, not in Germany, but in Austria. And of course, eventually became world famous. And it was translated into English. It wasn't translated into German. It started in
Wow,
German.
that's crazy. Wow. Okay. What's one of your favorite things about the book? Like what's one like something that it really was heartfelt to you?
Well, to me, it was to just be able to explain about these different cultural aspects, particularly in Germany. I also I also mentioned about here in Texas the custom of black eyed peas at New Year's Day, and most of the
Okay.
people who live here in Texas is like there's nothing unusual about that. But you go north of the Mason-Dixon line, and most people have never heard of this. They know absolutely nothing about it, and
Wow.
tell about the tell about that, which is an aspect that a lot of people really don't know.
Wow. And then, but like I said, man, you're putting on to people a lot of of different aspects of stuff, man. What do you hope that people take away from the book?
Well, I hope that it would help anybody to understand the different culture, and especially help those that suddenly find themselves living in it. We still have troops in Germany. Uh, the Berlin Wall may have come down, but we're hardly in a situation of peace in Europe. So we still have individuals who will receive orders that you will proceed to, and you proceed and end up in Germany or possibly another country. And this would help them to understand the situation. We have
Yeah,
exchange students who find themselves over in another culture, and of course, the whole purpose of going there is to learn about the other culture and the other language. And I think this would really help to get them focused on what it's like, say, if they go to Germany or in that part of Europe in general. So
yeah,
I think that was the way to get someone really focused in their mind.
I like this, man. Now, where can the people grab the book at? Is it on Amazon? What's the best way of them getting the book?
It is on Amazon, and so just it's called Christmas for Fish Out of Water, and then of
Okay.
course I'm the author, Albert G. Thayer. So Christmas for Fish Out of Water, and it is on Amazon.
Okay, I like this, man. Could we get an audio book? Would that be something that be in the works?
Well, I think I'm going to be discussing with a few people, and I hadn't originally thought about an audiobook, but I think it may go that way.
I think so too. I think it could be even cool that you even have, of course, English, but you have, of course, the German speaking, and I think that would be really really dope to have different versions of it, from different languages. I think that would be cool too.
Well, that's something to look at. We have to do a little bit more in sales before we start
Yeah,
translating it to other languages. I don't,
I get it.
and but in any event, it is available in English, and a lot of people, even if they don't speak English as their first language, a lot of people do speak it as a second language.
I like this. This is real dope, man. I really like this. So now coming into it, man, and I know we got the book going on right now, but what's in the works? Anything else is going on?
At the moment, I'm thinking about it. I'm not writing another book at this time. I get asked that all the time, but this is the first one that at the moment I don't. I'm not staying up late at night writing the second book, so
Yeah.
uh, it's not going on. I might write like a magazine article or whatever, but I haven't really decided that.
As an author, what's one of your favorite things to write? Like, what's one of your favorite topics to write about?
Of course, here I was writing about a different culture, and also I was able to use some of my background uh, to show it from a different perspective. Like when I write about the Christmas tree, um, having had a background in forestry, I can tell things that aren't ordinarily looked at. Like legend was that, of course, that this huge oak tree was chopped down, and fir tree immediately emerged, and we really don't have enough time to chop down a tree. Massive oak tree. It's going to take you a few minutes. It would take you a few minutes with a chainsaw. So I look at ways that would work, and look at probably what the species of the tree would be as the Christmas tree. So I show a different perspective.
That's what that was that always instilled to you, even as a young person, like figuring out different ways and different facets. Like, how did this become, or how can I make this? Like, was that always instilled into you?
Well, to a certain extent, but when you hear something that sounds utterly impossible, of course, you want to figure out, well, could this have actually happened? And this legend, of course, with the Christmas tree that suddenly Saint Boniface comes upon them, getting ready to sacrifice a young child to the god Thor for the oak tree, the god of the oak tree, and immediately the tree's chopped down and the fir tree appears. It's like, well, if you have a massive tree, that certainly isn't coming down in 2 or 3 minutes. So I
Correct.
had to, so I had to really figure out, well, how could this have taken place? If there really is truth to this legend, how true is the legend? And that's the thing when looking back at the historical aspect. Sometimes it's like, okay, what what was included and what wasn't included in the way something was relayed.
Real. And two is that time will tell overall. And I always go on this is because I feel like sometimes things aren't supposed to happen the way that they're supposed to happen. 10 years ago, it's going to be different from how 10 years from now it's going to look. You get what I'm saying? In how everything comes about. So I also think time has a lot to do with evolution, if that makes sense.
Right, right.
So I
And
definitely oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, yeah, I think the as time goes on, you get a different perspective, but of course, uh, you see, as though every 10 years we've gone through a major change.
Yeah, that's real. That's real, man. What with the book, man? If they want to get, are you can they do hard copies as well and digital?
Right now, it's only in paperback, and it's because of the shortness of it, the amount of illustrations. It's considered a children's book, but I think there's enough material for an adult to read it, especially like I mentioned with members of the armed forces who find themselves in Germany, exchange students. I think they're going to find that it's a
Okay,
good book for them too, not just for small children.
okay. With the illustrations, did you do them or how did you go about that?
No, they were done by somebody else, and
Okay.
had to do a description of the illustrations. Most of the time, they got it right the first time, but there was one illustration. It was like pulling teeth trying to get it done right. It was illustrating when Silent Night was first performed, and it was it was different. First of all, they tried to have the guy in the middle of winter uh, there in the mountains, the snow, in the summer clothes. And, we both know
Right.
that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And that was just one of the things. And so it took a while to get that one, but I had someone do the illustrations, and of course it shows things that you simply don't see here in America for the most part.
Real, real. I think too is that it's amazing when people can take from what's in your mind and place it onto a canvas and draw out the idea. Um, and in it when you have illustrations, I feel like especially with kids and younger people, I think that goes a long way because now I can physically see what the words is telling me.
Well, hopefully like I said, the illustrations go along with it. I think the text in and of itself would work, but it's nice to have color illustrations.
Yeah. Definitely, man. I definitely gonna grab it. Tell the people where can they find it at one more time before we head out the door.
It's Amazon, and once again, it's entitled "Christmas for a Fish Out of Water" by me, Albert G. Thayer. So it should be on Amazon. "Christmas for a Fish Out of Water."
And we're also gonna post a link wherever you guys see this interview at, so you guys can go ahead and grab it and get it for a good stocking stuffer, man. Even though Christmas is over with, it's we're still in the holidays, and you got next Christmas, and you don't even have to get it for Christmas. I just think it's a good book that you could read, man. So make sure you guys get into it, everything. Albert, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man.
All right then.
Yes, sir. It's Chicago 77.3. We out. One.